All right. So on MSU, typically when to use it and when not to use it. So number one is that, oh, you guys keep sending chats. I'm here. Let me see. Okay. All right. So number one thing is that there is no such thing as where to use and when not to use. Okay. What we trade is a logical approach to seeing how the market is. So it's not as though we don't, whatever is not on the charts, we don't see it. The only thing we see is what is right in front of us. So if an MSU is there, it's there. If it's not there, it's not there. Okay. So in that light, there are a lot of MSUs on the chart. Okay. And I'll take an example of one of the questions I was sent later. Right. A lot of MSUs on the chart. So which one would you use to answer that question? All right. So the best one or the best type is to always focus on what your H4 chart is telling you. H4 time frame, H4 structure. What is it saying? What's the H4 chart saying? What's the H4 structure saying? Okay. And never forget that what we do is we're trying to align whatever is on the H4 with our reasoning of what is on the H1 and M15. Okay. And we're asking ourselves a question. Is there a logical reason to pick this trade? It's not because this and this has formed, then automatically this has to sell. No. You're just looking at one time frame. So your reason must span through three important time frame: the H4, the H1, and M15. Like I said, if you can stick to these three important time frame, number one, you have enough time to think, right? Because you have a whole 15 minutes to think to decide if you're going to pick a trade or not. Number two, you are going to be able to trade better, actually. You trade with more clarity. You'll be able to manage your risks better and all of that. Even if you're going to be going to M1, you're going to be going to M1 because of what you know is going on H4, H1, and M15. All right. So, like I said, for price delivery and price behavior is what happens, is the last MSU before your zone. Now, your zone can either be a liquidity level, it could be, so let's say you have a level here. The last MSU before the top of this zone is your price behavior. Okay. So in this scenario, you see this is our zone, maybe an external level, an engulfing, or even a liquidity zone. All right. So last time issue before that level is our price behavior. So we see price takes the low at this point, price takes the high. So if price at any point gives us this, we'll say this is a true break of structure and look for a reason to sell up down from here. Okay. So that's price behavior. Now, price delivery on the other end is having an MSU after the tap of a zone. So price taps the zone, then you have probably you have something like this. So price taps, sorry. Oh shit, sorry. Okay, so price taps the zone at this point, breaks, and then gives an MSU. Okay, so you can either engage the market at this area if you get an engulfing sell, or engage after this true breaker structure. And like we said, MSU can be two types. You can have internal or external. So internal MSU is when you have something like this. Okay, the price comes internally and then breaks. Why is it internal? Because this leg did not break this leg. So price came the last low before the main low induced. So price takes the high, takes the low, true break of structure. So it comes, you pick the trade. Okay. External MSU is when you have something like this. The price takes the high, takes the low, and boom. This is external. Why? Because this structural leg is an external structure, took external liquidity, right? The price takes the high, takes the low, true break of structure, retrace, and you pick the trade. Okay. So this is how easy price behavior and price delivery can be. The important thing is, what's the direction? What's H4 telling you? What's H1 telling you? What's M15 telling you? So to a very important question I was asked, looking for where that question is. Uh, H4 engulfing. Okay, I found it. So I was asked a question about this H4 engulfing, right? So within this H4 engulfing, I was asked a question about the MSU within that zone. So let's have this level cut out. So the question is, there's an MSU here for cells, right? I think it took a cell earlier and then got taken out and on like that. So now what's the idea? Like we said, the idea is to focus on all time frames. Now on the H4, see H4, one of the things I can tell you for free is that there is nothing on the H4 that says this zone should be a cell zone. Why? I'll tell you why. We have a cell structure just originating from this level, right? And within that cell structure, we have a substructure that is practically an M15 structure. And if you look at this critically, before this break, right, what we have here is that price has taken this high, price has taken this low. If that is not enough, yeah, it's fine. It might not be enough. Then we have a reaction from this hidden engulfing over here and see how price conveniently closes inside this zone. There was no rejection. That immediately raises your suspicion. Okay, price enters the zone, no rejection. You're not seeing any sort of rejection. In fact, there was no wick, zero wick, right? So it's zero wick, no wick on that rejection. Okay, no wick. And finally, let's see H1. So again, the way price closing within that zone gives you an idea, gives you a hint. And if you're going to refine the engulfing, you know from what we spoke about in the morning that this area becomes your focal zone, right? From what we talked about refinement, okay? This will be your focal zone. This is where you'll be looking at. Now, into this area on H1, the same challenge. Price closes into this zone, and you see H1 structure temporarily is even off. There is nothing. The only thing we have is a build-up of H1 structure. You see, this level comes, then we have this break, and then we have this second break at this point. So we're expecting that, oh, the next big thing is a retracement because this is an impulsive move up here. This is an imbalance here. So you see an imbalance, pump, 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 impulsive move, okay? Impulsive move. And again, this is Asia. This is price moving during Asia. So impulsive, very impulsive move, crazy closing price within your zone, right? One of the things you can do is to just wait because it is in this area that people lose the most money. And that's my experience. And for me as a person, I noticed that most of these things, most of these movements, they happen during London. They happen during London. Again, like I said in the morning, that sometimes timing can just even save you from some unnecessary losses. They happen during London. In my country, they happen more of between London around 11 to 10 to 12, 12:30. That's when you start seeing some price action and you're wondering and you really that's my experience. You just see some weird price action. So as you can see here, within this framework, you already have guesses. You already have, oh, what's going on? What's that? I'm not getting this right. Oh, price is bouncing me out. Okay. I'm not seeing what you guys are typing. Each one EG close in the zone too. I can't see what is saying. Oh, yeah, this H1. Oh, is this an EG? Not sure. Okay, so from what you build up on the three time frames, you're able to make a reasonable guess of what you're expecting price to do. Okay, just a reasonable guess, right? And within that guess, you can run with it on what M15 structure actually presents to you. So if you look at M15 structure at this point, so price takes the this I, takes this low, right? This at this point, then comes again, takes the I. Now, when you took this I, you will look at, oh, okay, if price breaks this, maybe I want to continue lower. Then it breaks, continue lower. But if you pick this sell, which looks very, very good, as you can see, you'd have been taken out. Why? Because there is something on H1 and H4 that is telling us that this sell is questionable. At the time, you might not be very sure, but you know it's questionable. So you just sit your hands. So if you can align these three time frames, you would save yourself from taking unnecessary losses. You give room for yourself to ask more questions, and then you help yourself to be able to deduce, oh, is this trade worth my money? Is it worth my risk? Okay, so the idea is not to only find good trades. The idea is to avoid bad ones. Okay, so you want to avoid bad ones as much as you can. Because, for example, if you took this sell here just based on, oh, this is H4 zone. Then you're not thinking, oh, what's going on another time frame. You just took the sell. By the time the good trade presents, like this one from this impulsive, you can see impulse move. Then price came to this imbalance. By the time this good trade presents, you might even be tired. You might be frustrated already, such that you'd have missed this move. And then when this move happens, what happens? You're scared. Oh gosh, see this wonderful move I just missed. And the moment you start seeing this damn retracement, so you're asking your questions. Oh, that means we're probably going to retrace. So okay, there's a retracement. And then you see this engulfing buy. Oh, this is an engulfing buy. Then you sell. You start buying rather, and you put your stop here. And what will happen? Price again comes, takes you out, and then starts to bounce higher, which is the classic way that price behaves. Okay, start to bounce higher again at the same time, comes again, takes people out, and start to go lower. So you just feel so confused and so no, you just have to take your time. Ask yourself the questions. Oh, what is this saying? What's price saying? What's the gist? What's the move? Why is price doing this? Okay, so as you can see, this level that price intentionally or eventually came to buy from or sell from, this is an engulfing fail. This is an imbalance level. See, price has more reasons to come here to sell from here than to sell from this engulfing. Okay, so you would then consider all those factors, right? So, um, yeah, I hope I've been able to answer that within reasonable doubt. So I think I can just take those two questions because they are very related. So if there's anything that is not clear right now, probably take it tomorrow. But I think I've been able to explain price behavior, price delivery. I've been able to explain why you can save yourself from losses like this. It's not as though this strategy is 100% win rate, but see, guys, if you can be super calm, follow the narrative, you're likely, you see, you're going to be close. The thing is, this strategy itself has an 100% win rate. But the strategy's win rate and the trader's win rate are different because a lot of things affect the trader, not the strategy. Okay. So emotions, bad risk management, poor, um, it could be family, it could be challenges that would just make you take some traits that you're not even supposed to take, or that's not making you think very clearly. All those things will affect your own win rates. But see, guys, if you can be super calm, ask yourself questions. These things, the time frames are not aligning. You sit out. Oh, I'm not taking this trade. Okay, you'll be able to save yourself and then you'll be able to take more A plus setups. Right. So do I have any questions? Any more questions? Uh okay. So I would send the recording to the page and maybe we'll catch up again tomorrow. Maybe, just maybe. Let me just